There are hedge fund managers making $1 million an hour. You know, it's crazy, right? It's money everywhere. It's money in everything. I want to help you. Start your business today. Come join my royal family. Subscribe to Casino Is the Name. Hey, yo, what's going on right now? You're watching Casino Is the Name, and in this video, let's talk about real estate investing, okay? So specifically how I even ended up in real estate. So it was pretty simple. As a matter of fact, I got into real estate because I myself needed a place to stay. It's pretty simple. It's pretty simple as far as the reason why I got into real estate. I was not necessarily, I've never been, yes, I've rented, like my mom rented my entire life. We lived in apartments in Tallahassee, Florida, or we lived in houses in Georgia before we moved to Tallahassee. And so, you know, I grew up in apartments, and I remember there was a time where my mom wanted to buy a house, right? We had been in apartments for years, and we were paying a lot, what was considered a lot at the time in rent. We was paying $810 a month, and this was like before 2003. Okay, I graduated high school in 2003, and so we were paying like $810 a month prior to that. So, which was a lot of money, but especially for people who had houses and they were paying like $600 a month and stuff like that, who had bigger spaces and all of that. So we're paying $810 a month, and I remember her wanting to buy a house. And so we went house shopping, and with my uncle and stuff like that, and aunt, and so we house shopping, and we looking at all of these places, and it was like a surreal feeling to be a kid, and you're house shopping, and seeing that process, and still not understanding what the process is, but you know, I was a hood kid, and now we out here looking for houses. Now they weren't big houses; they were, you know, smaller homes that, you know, once the financing and things would come through, it said that my mom would be able to afford it based off of how much the mortgage was going to be. And it was actually going to be, I believe, less than what we were currently paying in our apartment. And so, you know, it would be a win. And then my aunt was like, yo, I'm going to chip in, because he was going to stay there too. So it was all of that was going on. And I remember just the feeling of, man, you know, as we walking through these rooms, I'm a kid, you know, I'm a teenager, but you know, like my mentality was real hood. So we're walking through these places, and I'm just like, man, this is crazy. This is dope. Like, you know, this is going to be my room. And, you know, we looking at the yard. I ain't never really have a yard. I mean, the apartment complex had grass, but not like this, my backyard, you know, not since I was like young. So I was really, really excited, and everything was good. We had found the house that we wanted, and my mom was happy with it. Everybody was happy with it. And so we about to get this house. And then we got the news that you had to put a down payment down. And the down payment was several thousands of dollars. And my mom was not going to have that down payment. So even though the mortgage might have been cheaper than the rent, we were not going to be able to come up with that kind of money down. And mind you, it could have been $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, but that was an unbelievable amount of money. You know, at the time, it was not even close to possible. So I remembered that all my life, that down payment is just too much for, you know, us to pay. And then I went into the military. So I'm in Germany. I got stationed in Germany. And so the military has me in Germany and all of that. So I get ready. While I was in Germany, I started learning about like the VA loans and stuff like that, and all of the benefits you get as a veteran. So the thing that stuck out to me was that the VA loan was no money down. And I understood what a down payment can do to prevent a family from ever moving into a house. And at the time, now I had been in Germany for years, like 3 years or so. So I've been in the military almost 4 years at the time, and my mom was still living in that apartment mind you, this is years and years. I was like 23, 22, something like that, 22, 23. And my mom was still in this apartment. And coming home, the military was putting me in hotels and things like that. I was TDY a lot. So I never really had a place that was mine. And eventually they had me staying in the Macon, Georgia area. Well, I chose to stay in the Macon, Georgia area, but I was living I was stationed at Robins Air Force Base, but I was living in Macon, Georgia. And so, but they were paying for me to be there, you know what I'm saying? So they was just giving us, because I was TDY in Macon, so from Atlanta. So anyway, I digress. Anyway, so I'm trying to figure out how to use this VA loan because they're saying there's no money down. This is great. So what I ended up doing is I was like, okay, my son is coming. I had a son on the way. I'm like, my son is coming. I need to get out of this townhouse that the military is paying for and get me, like, get a real house for my family or whatever. And so I knew that the VA loan, being a no money down kind of thing, was like something that I just could not avoid, or like I could not get that out of my head. Like I was just so like, oh my God, this is an opportunity for me to buy a house that prevented my mom from being able to get one. And that's basically me. I wasn't even thinking about investing, but that's what it was. I was investing in, I wanted ownership. I wanted to own where we live. So I bought the house, no money down, and I bought a foreclosure, $54,300. The mortgage was $405 a month, and that was including taxes and insurance. So the actual mortgage itself on the money was $205, and then in taxes and insurance was another $200. And so it has since gone up. It's like $550, $580, something like that now, because the value of the house has gone up. So, which is a good thing, that's why it went up. But the value of the house went up, so too did the taxes. Anyway, that's how I got into real estate. I first invested in real estate, and eventually when I moved out of there, got stationed in Kansas, rented the house out, and so I've been a landlord for well over 10 years because, of course, I just rented the house out. The mortgage was so low, it didn't make any sense it couldn't hurt me. You know, $400 a month, I mean, I was like, man, I can find that in my sleep, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's no way I need help paying that. And so, or I would have any trouble paying that. So that was kind of how I got into real estate, and we have since remodeled that house. And so I'm on the line of, renting it. I have a renter currently that we're working on getting everything situated with. But I definitely have been contemplating selling it, I guess maybe after a while. I'm definitely thinking about maybe selling it after a while to get a big lump sum, because the house is definitely worth way more than what I paid. $54,000 for it. I owe $38,000. I've been a landlord over 10 years, so I've had tenants helping me pay the mortgage down. But now the house is worth well over $160. So I owe $38. I don't know. Might have to make a move, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, I just want to come on here and talk to you guys about that. Right now you're watching Casino is the Name. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and we out. There are hedge fund managers making $1 million an hour. You know, it's crazy, right? It's money everywhere. It's money in everything. I want to help you. Start your business today. Come join my royal family. Subscribe to Casino is the Name.